You are the type of owner who genuinely loves your dog. You buy the good food, you show up to the park every single day. You throw that ball until your arm aches because you believe a tired dog is a happy dog. But what if that exhaustion you are seeing isn't contentment at all? What if the frantic spinning, the inability to settle, the eyes that never quite soften, are not signs of a well-exercised dog but a nervous system that hasn't been allowed to come down in months? Most of us were handed the same advice when we brought a dog home. Exercise them hard, wear them out, and we followed it loyally, never questioning what was actually happening inside that brain we were working so hard to tire. This video is going to change how you see your dog's excitement. Not to make you feel guilty, but to hand you something genuinely more powerful than a tennis ball. Let us start with what you actually see at the park. Your dog is flying, legs barely touching the ground, eyes locked on the ball before it even leaves your hand, body coiled like a spring before the throw is halfway through. To everyone watching, it looks like pure joy. And you feel it too, that second-hand rush of watching something you love doing exactly what it seems built to do. But here is what nobody tells you about that picture. Under that fur, inside that skull, your dog's brain is not in a state of joy. It is in a state of emergency. Every single throw triggers a cortisol and adrenaline release that is chemically identical to a prey chase or a threat response. The body does not distinguish between playing fetch and fleeing a predator. The hormonal cocktail is the same. And when you throw that ball 40 times in a row, you are not giving your dog 40 moments of happiness. You are stacking 40 stress responses on top of each other with no recovery window in between. This is what researchers and behaviorists now call the adrenaline loop, and it is far more common than most owners realize. Here is the mechanism. When your dog locks eyes on a moving object, the brain's limbic system, the part responsible for survival instincts and emotional reactivity, fires before any rational processing can occur. The prefrontal cortex, which handles impulse control, decision-making, and the ability to disengage from stimulation, gets essentially bypassed. Your dog is not choosing to chase. The chase is happening to your dog. The body has already committed before the thinking brain even got a vote. Now, a single session of that is completely fine. Dogs are built to handle acute stress. The problem is repetition without recovery. When cortisol stays elevated across days, weeks, or months of daily high-intensity play, the brain begins to recalibrate around that heightened state. It starts treating the arousal as baseline normal. So the dog who once settled easily after a walk now cannot. The dog who used to lie quietly in the evening now paces, whines, nudges you repeatedly, or destroys something the moment you stop engaging. You think they need more exercise. You throw the ball more, and the loop tightens. Repetitive ball throwing and flirt pole sessions are particularly effective at creating this chemical dependency because they exploit the dog-seeking system. This is the neurological circuit driven by dopamine that makes the pursuit itself, not the catch, feel rewarding. Every incomplete chase, every ball that bounces unpredictably, every flirt pole that darts away at the last second, delivers a dopamine hit precisely because the reward was almost achieved. It is the same mechanism behind slot machines. The almost got, it keeps the system firing. So your dog is not getting tired in these sessions, not in the way that produces rest. They are getting chemically wound up, and then you take the stimulus away, and the body is left holding a full load of unspent arousal with nowhere to put it. That is when you start seeing the signs. Watch for what happens in the minutes and hours after a high-intensity play session. Does your dog collapse and breathe slowly with soft eyes and a loose body? Or do they stay alert, keep bringing the ball back even after you've stopped, pace near the door, bark at small sounds, or struggle to settle into sleep? Watch for the inability to disengage. A dog in a healthy arousal state can be called off a game and will respond. A dog running on cortisol will ignore you completely during play, sometimes even resource guard the ball and show a kind of glazed, disconnected expression, like they are no longer really present with you. They are inside the loop. Watch for reactivity that seems to appear out of nowhere on walk days following heavy play. Because cortisol has a half-life, it lingers in the body for 48 to 72 hours after a significant spike. So the dog who lunges at another dog on Tuesday might be reacting to the cortisol still circulating from Sunday's fetch marathon, not to anything that happened Tuesday. This is the part that genuinely surprises people. You can do everything right on a given day, calm environment, no triggers, gentle handling, and your dog still explodes. And you blame yourself, or you blame the other dog, or you wonder if something is wrong with your dog specifically. But the real culprit might be last weekend's park session still echoing through their bloodstream. So what does the alternative actually look like? It looks like grounded movement, sniff-heavy walks where the dog sets the pace and spends real time with their nose in the grass. Scent-based games that engage the seeking system through problem-solving rather than high-speed pursuit. Slow, exploratory movement over terrain that requires physical and mental attention, like gentle hills, varied surfaces, or simple balance work. Play that has natural pauses built in, where the dog chooses to disengage and then re-engage on their own terms. The goal is not to eliminate play, not even close. The goal is to stop confusing the chemical state of a dog in crisis with the physical expression of a dog who is thriving. A dog running on cortisol looks busy. A dog in genuine well-being looks present. There is a difference between a dog who cannot stop moving and a dog who chooses to move. The first is driven by a nervous system that has lost its ability to downregulate. The second is a dog who feels safe enough to also choose stillness. When you begin replacing even a portion of those high-intensity sessions with grounded, sniff-focused, lower arousal activity, you will notice something within about 2 weeks. The settling gets easier. The evenings get quieter. The reactivity on walks starts to flatten out. The eyes soften. And the dog who seemed to need constant stimulation begins to show you that what they actually needed was permission to come down. That is not a less happy dog. That is a dog whose nervous system has finally found the floor. If this reframed how you see your dog's behavior, take that energy into your next walk. Let them sniff longer than feels comfortable. Skip the ball just once and watch what happens to their body by evening. The shift is subtle at first, but it builds. And if you want to go deeper on canine arousal and how to build real calm, the next video is already waiting for you. Thanks for watching. If you loved this video, scan the QR code on the screen right now to subscribe and join the Pawsome Life family. Give your dog a belly rub for us, and we will see you in the next video.